We do not recognize Taiwan as a sovereign state. We leave it to the Chinese people to resolve cross-strait matters. Conflict will have an impact on geographically proximate territories, and the President did not deviate from our principle of non-interference in each other's internal affairs, a principle of the joint communique. And finally, that with our concern for Filipinos, and as you mentioned, almost 200,000 in the impact of conflict, we continue to call for restraint and dialogue.
I think the public deserves to know what exactly is our position on the One China policy. Kaya dire-diretso na natin tumbukin. Marami pong nalito kasi sinabi ni Presidente Bongbong dun sa India. Kaya hindi ko alam kung ano yung konteksto. Pero marami pong nasindak at talagang nabigla. Ba't naman daw ganun? Kaya eto nga, kinakailangan liwanagin ng ating mga opisyal kung ano na nga ba ang sitwasyon dito sa ating One China policy. At alam naman natin, ang pagkasabi is, if there is a confrontation over Taiwan between China and the United States, there is no way that the Philippines can stay out of it simply because of our physical, geographical situation. If there is an all-out war, we will be drawn to it. And I guarantee you with the greatest hesitation, but we will defend our territory. Kaya nakakalito at higit sa lahat nakakatakot. Kaya marami pong natakot. At yun nga, nagwala yung China at maanghang na sumagot. At ang alam natin, idiniin muli nung dumating dito sa Pilipinas si Presidente Bongbong at sabi, we will be dragged into that war over Taiwan, kicking and screaming, pero kasama pa rin. Diniin din niya na may plano naman ng Pilipinas na uwi ang mga Pilipino na nandun. So, nandyan tayo at marami pong katanungan. Unang-una, itatanong ko na ng diretsahan, ano ba talaga ang sitwasyon? Just to put it on record, as far as this committee is concerned, the Philippines and the U.S. both still recognize the One China policy. Is that correct? Yes, Secretary Lazaro, please.
Madam Chair, good morning, and Senator Padilla. Just to respond quickly to your opening statement, the basic message that I will convey here is that the 1975 joint communique of the Philippines and China is foundational to the good relations of both countries. The change in recognition of the one sole and legal government of China from the Republic of China to the People's Republic of China is the basis of our One China policy. The Department of Foreign Affairs, and I'm proud to say that, is the guardian and steward of the One China policy. And to this time, to this very moment, we have been the guardian and steward. Successive administrations have reinforced the One China policy through separate but related issuances. And that the Filipino people have long-standing relations with the Taiwanese people and we therefore benefit from continued engagement with them. But just to add a little bit more, we do not recognize Taiwan as a sovereign state. We leave it to the Chinese people to resolve cross-strait matters. Conflict will have an impact on geographically proximate territories. And the President did not deviate from our principle of non-interference in each other's internal affairs, a principle of the joint communique. And finally, that with our concern for Filipinos, and as you mentioned, almost 200,000 in the impact of conflict, we continue to call for restraint and dialogue. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you very much. The 1975 joint communique you referred to as the foundational document, have there been any changes since then in the official formulation of the One China policy of the Philippines?
None whatsoever, Madam Chair.
None whatsoever. Kaya lang, nakita ko, meron kayong mga iba't ibang mga resolusyon at mga executive order na sunod-sunod, hindi po ba? Dahil 1987, itong Executive Order 313, 87, 89, sobrang higpit na ni isa sa mga opisyal ng Pilipinas pwedeng pumunta sa Taiwan, bawal. Tama ba yung pagkaintindi ko? At saka no official activity at walang bibisita kailanman. Tama ba yun? Noong 1987-89?
Yes, Your Honor, it's correct. pero they're not allowed, particularly main levels, President, Vice President, Secretary for Foreign Affairs.
Tinatahak ko lang kasi kahit meron tayong joint communique noong 1975, sa haba ng panahon, nagbago din to.
Madam Chair, it's the implementation of the One China policy. So they were very restricted ito in 1992, and they are not allowed to officially engage. So everything seemed to be in control.
Hindi, pero umpisa muna tayo sa umpisa, yung 313. Yung EO 313, kasi 87, 89 yun eh.
Yes.
Pagkatapos ng EDSA po yun.
Madam Chair, if I may, the 1992, which is, I'm sorry, the 1987.
Hindi, umpisa muna tayo sa 1987 kasi yun ang kauna-unahan.
Yes. Actually, President Aquino set strict parameters.
Very strict.
That no official engagement will be undertaken without the clearance of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Yes, we recognize the arrival of Senator Erwin Tulfo. Ang umpisa, talaga 1987, hindi ko maintindihan, 87 ba o 89? Kasi
87.
Kasi pa iba-iba yung datos dito. Anyway, napaka-stricto. Diba?
Yes,
Talagang bawal.
Yes.
Maliwanag yon. Dumating yung Memo Circular 1992. At ang nangyari nito, the restriction should apply strictly to the President, the Vice President, SFA, and SND. Apat lang ang talagang pinagbabawalan.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin, yung ibang mga opisyal, pwedeng pumunta basta maliwanag ang pakay, pagpunta sa Taiwan, tapos pagbalik nila, magre-report sila. Tama?
If I may add, Madam Chair, the engagements of the others, not aside from the four, may be undertaken for economic and functional sectors only. Only ordinary passports must be used for travel purposes to Taiwan.
Yes,
All
that's
engagements must be cleared again with the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Tama. And no formal contacts.
Recording in progress.
So, no agreements. Ganun pa rin. Yun ang hindi nagbabago, no agreements, etc. No? Tapos, nung 2025, eto na, lumuwag to, di ba? Nung April 2025, etong taon na to, biglang lumuwag. Kaya kapuna-puna. At binawasan ng travel limitations nung 1987 EO 313. At dito, kahit pinagbabawalan pa rin ng Pangulo, ang Vice-Pangulo, ang top defense and foreign affairs officials, the other government officials could travel to Taiwan, economic, trade, investment, the usual, gamit na ulit yung ordinary passport, hindi babanggitin ang kanilang titulo na opisyal, at idadaan sa MECO. At bago sila umalis, kailangan sabihan ng MECO 5 days lamang in advance. Medyo mas magaan siya, diba? Kasi pwede kang pumunta, basta titimbre ka lang 5 days in advance. At ganun pa rin, it cannot result in any official engagement memoranda, etc. Is that correct? Is my perception that there was a significant liberalization as of April this year?
Yes, Madam Chair, but in the context only of what you have mentioned, trade, investment, economic cooperation, and tourism. Now, there's an additional requirement. After they have coordinated with MECO, they have to write a report to us, to the Department of Foreign Affairs.
But that's not additional. That's already contained in 1992. May report din may reportorial din required, di ba? Nung Memo Circular 148. So may DFA report talaga. Okay, sige. So, yun, nakikita natin na kahit sinasabing may One China policy na nagmula pa noong 1975, sa haba ng panahon, sa pagdaan ng mga dekada-dekada, may pagbabago. So ngayon, parang mas lumuwag kung ikukumpara natin sa dekada 80.
Madam Chair, lumuwag po, pero it again on those focused sectors, the political part and the other.
Pero mas madali, wala nang bawal. Basta tumimbre ka sa MECO, 5 araw lang, ayos na, di ba? More or less, magbigay ka ng dahilan. Hindi naman napakahirap kapag tourism, trade, investment,
Pero Madam
economic.
Chair, 4 na sectors lang po yan.
Ha?
4 na sectors
Kaya
lang.
nga, nabanggit ko na, economic, trade,
Trade and
investment, and tourism.
tourism, yes.
Sakop na halos lahat noon, di ba?
Hindi, may iba talaga na medyo may mga political discussions, sensitive discussions. Yan, they are not supposed to take cognizance of that.
Tama.
Madam Chair, siguro Meiko can to explain that further.
Yes, perhaps we can call Cheloy to explain kung ano pa yung implementasyon nito.
Ma'am, with respect dun sa mga visiting dignitaries natin to Taiwan, of course malinaw na hindi pwede ang presidente ang VP at saka yung SND and SFA.
Oo, parati namang bawal yon ever since.
Ngayon, with respect sa ibang secretaries and other officials, pwede po silang pumunta sa Taiwan according to the MC82 as long as their purpose for visiting is for trade, economic, investment, and tourism purposes.
O, alam natin yon, pero ang tinatanong ko, how is this in actual operation? Marami bang nag-a-apply at talagang kinikilala ba yung 5-day rule? Tinitimbrehan kayo? Paano kayo sinasabihan?
Ma'am,
At paano kayo pumapayag o pinagbabawalan?
Ma'am, yung mga officials ng government, they write to us telling us of their intent to go to Taiwan for whatever purpose, kung personal siya o kung may gagawin talaga silang forum. And then we send them a letter reiterating kung okay sa amin yung visit nila or not, and then reminding them of the protocols and the guidelines for the visit. Pero hindi po lahat ng
Sinusulat ba yon?
Yes,
Yung notice sa
yes,
inyo?
Madam Chair. Yes.
Tapos sasabihin lang doon, pag sinabing economic, kailangan bang i-detalye yung sadya nila o pwede nang sabihin basta economic?
Ma'am, meron po silang ina-attach na mga yung reason at saka invitation for them to go.
O so sinasabi nyo na kahit pwedeng bumisita, hindi pa rin ganun kasimple.
Yes, ma'am.
Kahit
Yes,
pa paano
Madam Chair.
titimbrehan kayo. Tapos yung report na ibibigay pag-uwi sa DFA, anong itsura ng report? Mahababang report yon or simple lang?
Madam Chair, depende rin talaga what the the focus of their meeting, or rather their visit to Taiwan, can be long, can be short. It depends on how they're meeting their objectives.
Madam Chair, meron din silang ina-attach na clearance from the DFA. Doon
So
sa
may
kanilang-
MECO na, may DFA
Yes,
pa. Kasi
yes, Madam
doon,
Chair.
doon kasi sa memo, ang sabi, MECO lamang, may DFA din. Ang alam ko may DFA din eh. Dahil dito sa napaka-controversial na bisita ngayon ng Taiwanese delegation na nagkakagulo kami. Mula sa Maynila, Subic hanggang Ilocos Norte, nagkakagulo ang mga opisyal. Ang pagkasabi kasi nila, yung DFA nag-clear din. So ibig sabihin may clearance din ng DFA.
Madam Chair, just to add, you see they also write to us and we give them the guidelines. So they also give us that information. May mga guidelines kami bigay, use of personal passport, marami po yan eh. No display of flags, no playing of national anthems, does not refer to the Republic of China as a country or a nation. Its offices must not be referred to as ministries.
Yes, yes.
Its officials not to be addressed.
That's right.
Such, yes, ma'am.
Oo. But I suppose that's just the implementation of what's already contained in the order in any case of memo circular.
We just emphasize more.
Nakadetalye, oo.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity lang, di ba? Pareho yung US, pareho rin ang Pilipinas, pareho natin kinikilala yung One China policy. Is there a difference between the way they implement and the way we implement? Just by way of information, would anyone know how the US implements this for their part?
Actually, ma'am, I don't know the specifics, but I think there's a difference.
What is the distinction?
I think the
Kasi
distinction.
parati natin nababalitaan, may mga senator, may mga speaker, congressman, na vice president, panay ang punta sa Taiwan. So nagtataka lang ako, wala silang prohibition, tayo meron.
I cannot have that. There's a specific provision that was
Hindi, nakikita lang natin sa TV, di ba? Bigla silang darating.
well.
Pagkatapos, syempre, nagagalit naman yung China. Nakikita naman natin, very well publicized naman yung bisita ni Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
Tapos yung mga congressional and senatorial visits, alam naman natin yon.
Mhm. So there's really a very big difference.
So masasabi mo ba na mas mahigpit pa tayo kesa sa US?
I would say
Maliwanag eh.
yes.
Di
Mas
ba?
mahigpit po tayo.
Oo, I was just curious about that. So, in effect, what is substantial is both the US and the Philippines recognize that Taiwan is a part of China. Is that clear? Because that is part of the One China policy.
Yes.
And that therefore, any question about China independence or accretion is in fact an internal matter for China, a domestic affair for China.
Correct. And
Okay.
that's our statement, Madam Chair, that we leave it to the Chinese people to resolve cross-straits issue.
Right.